This episode is brought to you by Novilla Mattresses. When it comes to your mother, you want her sleeping in a comfortable bed. When she's with me, she won't have to worry about that because I sleep on a Novilla mattress. Let me tell you, when your mom is at my place, she is sleeping on a very comfortable mattress and she is going to get you one as well. Meet their Bliss Organic Memory Foam Mattress. Perfect for those who want a cool, dry, undisturbed sleep throughout the night, made with organic bamboo charcoal fiber, excellent motion isolation, cooling gel-infused memory foam that fits all bed frames and is reasonably priced. Perfect for if you want an inexpensive mattress for you, your children, or even for your guest room. It comes in a box delivered right to your door, and you get 100 nights to try it out. Skip that trip to the big box mattress store and get a mattress from Novilla. Throw out that cheap Walmart mattress you got in college and get yourself a mattress made by Novilla. Using promo code Schweezy or the link in our description, you can save 10% on any purchase through Novilla directly. Try out the mattress that your mom tried out last night. Again, that's 10% off using promo code Schweezy. And a reminder, when you use our links, you directly support this show. Hello, and what is going on, my fellow Schwoke Lords? What is up? What is up? My name is Schweezy. Welcome to Cancel Schweezy, known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast, but you know, it is also the only podcast that thanked Judas for the 4-day weekend.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Yeah, I thought that joke, I thought it was so funny. Recently Easter, and I think Passover's coming soon, so if you're watching the show, you will notice that I will be showing off the Last Supper for the Jews. That was Passover, you know? That dinner was Passover. If I do believe so, if my 23 years of being in church did anything. But no, we thank you, Judas. I said that at one of my Easter dinners, or yeah, it was Easter dinner. I made pulled pork, so that kind of like the opposite of what Passover would be. Pulled pork. It's like legit the opposite. So like that, and so my mom was like, Jim agreed to pray. I'm like, we're gonna thank Judas for a long weekend. That's why they call it. That's why they call it Good Friday. Good Friday. Anyways, that joke didn't go well. I know I survived. I survived Easter with families, both sides of the family. They're not really that bad. None of my family's that bad. Well, at least not the ones we saw. If someone finds us, I think I'm related to this guy. Like, fuck. But no, we. First night, yeah, it was my cousin, and she has like 2 little kids, a 6 and almost 4, and the oldest one loves playing Mario Kart, so we play it. His little sister, however, likes playing Mario Kart, but she doesn't know how to play it. So basically, one time I actually did give her a controller. I'm like, make sure you're pressing down A, because she would just stop and keep trying to go. I'm like, you gotta hold it down, you know, because we kept it going there. It's like so funny. And so now I just give her my Xbox controller when we play Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch. And we call it her special controller. But also her brother has a special controller. It's like my gold GameCube controller. That was fun. But yeah, no, we just give her a fake one, and I just play as her character, so she thinks she's playing. She's having, I'm beating you! And you're like, yeah. But no, I have a projector, so I was like, oh, if we're going to play on the projector. And they walk downstairs, and they're like, where's the TV? You'll see. And it's like, so the TV's just on the wall? I'm like, yep. The TV's on the wall. And so that was cool. And it's like, we're going to show everybody this. It's pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool day to be an adult. It's a pretty good day to impress children. Impressing children is always a cool thing. That was cool. The next day, I went to St. Louis with my mom. We went to see my dad's side of the family. Should we be... We don't have to talk to them anymore, right? Like, any relation we have now is now broken in our family. I guess I'd technically be related to a lot of them. But no, it was fun. It had my 80-something-year-old aunt, and she's my aunt, and to my cousin, it's grandma and mom, but the the son is was near my dad's age because my dad was a late baby, and so she had her first kid at 18. My dad was born when she was 16, so my dad always had a nephew 2 years younger than him. So it's like uncle, cousin, and then an actual cousin who's my age, but I think it's technically first cousin once removed or whatever. I don't know how much to into it, but he found out that I had my vape with me. So yeah, we were that. But that were in private. We're going to a hidden place, get beer, and then I was like, you want to, then he figured out I had it on me. And everything. And then when we were at dinner, I guess it came up I was smoking meats because I smoked pulled pork the day before. And I made ribs, and I've done a lot of things. That's why I'm so fat. That's why I'm so fucking fat. So yeah, we were talking about that earlier, so smoking meats. And I took an edible at the proper time beforehand to be safe and enjoy the edible. And so, your world's a little cloudy, and you're sitting there, and life's more fun because you hear people bickering. And then he goes, this is my cousin, though, so too. We're 6 months apart. And he's like, Sam, have you been smoking anything else? And in my mind, I'm just I pause for a second because he's outing to the family. It's what else have you been smoking? As if I'm already smoking one thing and I've been smoking other things. Just bringing that up casually, and not even in a negative way, because it would come. He said, "What else have you been smoking?" Meaning as in meats to smoke for barbecue, and I took it as, "Oh, are you doing meth or crack or anything else?" I'm confusing, and I was like barbecue, and so I guess somehow I figured out barbecue, and stuff like that. I figured out. I don't know, picked the worst day to take an edible. That was fun. And then I guess the older adults are all boomers now. They're talking about I smoked weed once. One of the old ones that are losing their mind. There's I smoke weed here. My mom's there. I'm the only one who hasn't. My mom's probably drank one beer and smoked 3 cigarettes. So that was my mom. So she's I'm sorry I'm so lame. And I'm yeah, that was a weird day. That was a weird situation, but nonetheless, another day, another good story. Just like on Cancel Schweezy. Make sure you are checking out my music. I have music under Schweezy. Anywhere you stream your music, you know what that is. I'm on social medias at TheSchweezy. It's on those on all the little sites, and just go follow me over there, TikTok and stuff like that too. Twitch.tv/TheSchweezy. Make sure to check me out Thursdays. I play video games. We're figuring out where we go from here. We may play Pokemon Stadium. I think that's coming out on time Thursday to play. So that's gonna be really cool. So I'm gonna try that out, see if that's any amount of fun. So, and if you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account, that's a subscribe. It's spending $5 to subscribe to someone on Twitch, but you use that for me. Well, that's it. I explained that so horribly, but you get it. Just like our Patreon page is a great donation bucket. It's a great way to say thank you for being a friend. Travel down this road, back again. Heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. So, like that. But we also have free shit you can do. Make sure if you're on the audio platform, go check out got our YouTube page. We're trying to grow that platform, and what you can do over there is also share highlights. We do highlights of every little thing on the show, and you can just send that to your friends instead of a whole mumbo jumbo clip. Just taking it easier a little bit more. Making it cool.
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
On the audio platforms, leave reviews and give 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1-star ratings. Any one of those. So, yeah.
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
All right. So I created a new genre of music. The band Fluorescence out in Chicago. They released promo videos on TikTok for their new song, Roll the Dice, and I absolutely fucking love that song. It's pretty fucking awesome. But yeah, the singer in the promo videos, he was wearing Crocs. And, you know, I didn't know if they were like the Croc band, you know, but because the other guys weren't. And, you know, it's just a promo video. He's just looking casual on a casual day. You know, I didn't think much of it, but I thought it was cool. But Fluorescence is pretty cool. So I want to put them in the sub-genre category because they are pretty unique sounding. They sound much different from, you know, the Neck Deeps and the State Champs that we had today, which I love those too. But, yeah. Fluorescence is really cool, up and coming, and I think they're really cool. But the singer's wearing Crocs, so I wanted to call it, since it's a subgenre of pop punk, it's going to be punk Croc. I'm telling you, that is genius. That is funny. Everyone's laughing. Everyone is enjoying the show today. All right, let's get into it. We're first segment of the day. We got previous week right now. Previous week right now is the news from the previous week right now. I didn't really want to explain that much today. I guess today is not the day we will be doing that. So in previous week right now, we have more segments. We were going into segmentception.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
We're going into the quantum realm, and so let's get our segment we like to call
Cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
Dolly Parton and Garth Brooks set to host the ACM Awards. Dolly Parton and Garth Brooks will be hosts of the 58th Academy of Country Music Awards. The two country legends will be live from the Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas on May 11th. Parton said in a statement that she's thrilled to be hosting the show with her friend Brooks. While I had the pleasure of spending time with him throughout the years, I can't believe we never had the chance to work together, she said. That night, Parton will also premiere the lead single from her upcoming rock album. The event will celebrate country music's biggest stars and stream live worldwide. The nominees and presenters for the year's shows will be announced leading up to the Academy of Country Music said. The event will stream live on Prime Video and will be rebroadcast the next day for free on Amazon Freevee. So, Amazon owns Freevee. That makes sense. That's why it's like watch on Freevee, and then you watch it on Freevee. It's just free movie. It's just free shit. You can watch through the Amazon Prime app. So yeah, very very interesting. Let's dissect the way Dolly Parton described working with Garth Brooks. Now, I'm going to read it in her voice again, and then I'm going to try to read it in my voice. And we're going to see the comparisons between my voice and Dolly Parton's voice in my impression. While I had the pleasure of spending time with him throughout the years, I can't believe we've never had the chance to work together. So now I'm going to read it in my voice. That's what we're doing. While I've had the pleasure of spending time with him throughout the years, I can't believe we've never had the chance to work together. That's strange. Work together. So as we know, Dolly Parton is a beacon of true goodness. And honestly, I would say, wouldn't Dolly be God and Garth be the devil? Okay? Garth takes pleasure in taking souls from us. Garth, I still need an alibi where you were April 15th, 1958 through April 14th, 2022. I just want an alibi of where you've been at all times. We're trying to solve a possible murder. It's closed and it's pretty shut and dry. But I kind of want to open something, you know? Sometimes there's nothing to close. You got something to open. That would be that's a goddamn motivational quote right there. I gotta remember that. Shit. I have to remember that. Well, anyways, though, what else do I have to say? So, it is weird that Dolly Parton becomes she helped vaccinate with COVID. We figured that shit out with her. What did Garth do? Made a couple videos that made me cringe. Like, breaks my heart. We had to shut down for COVID. He was like, we're doing a live drive-in show. And it was a video of a live show. That's what everyone told me. Because they did it in, like, Nashville. They did it in Nashville. I have, like, friends go into that shit. I'm like, be careful. Be careful. Prime suspects coming in out there. Rootin' tootinists and cowboys in the wild, wild west. That's the Woody's Roundup theme song, dude. Why a Bud Light boycott in the U.S. won't matter. This is from Newsweek. In recent weeks, several brands in the U.S. have faced calls for boycotts of their products for promoting campaigns supportive of the LGBTQ plus community in the face of widespread political and social division about inclusion. Earlier this week, Bud Light faced social media outrage after partnering with transgender influencer and activist David Mulvaney at a rally in Iowa. Supporters of Kari Lake, the Trump-backed GOP candidate for Arizona governor in 2022, refuses to drink the beer brand at an open bar. The row over transgender brand ambassadors is symbolic of a wider debate about the inclusion of transgender women in female issues and spaces. Some say transgender women should be treated the same as other women, while others say they are different in that hard-won women's right must be protected. I'm reading weird today. While transgender rights and liberties are a key issue of contention in the culture wars, one brand expert said that the potential boycotts would overall help the brands rather than hinder them, as the U.S. is a saturated market and many American names are looking elsewhere in the world to expand to. Eddie Stableford, a food and drink branding expert, told Newsweek that multinationals were not innovating at present, and so smaller brands were filling this gap in the market while presenting themselves as inclusive. On Sunday, Mulvaney posted a video to her 1.7 million Instagram followers in which she explained that Bud Light had sent her a personalized can with her face on it to commemorate 365 days of being a girl. Mulvaney's Day 365 of Girlhood video series has been a viral success and has charted her first year of transitioning. The reaction was, in some cases, rather extreme. Musician Kid Rock took an assault rifle to several cans of Bud Light in a viral video, while a video of someone pouring a can down the drain of a kitchen sink was viewed over 1 million times on Twitter. A spokesperson for Anheuser-Busch told Newsweek on Monday that the company works with hundreds of influencers across our brands as one ways to authentically connect with audience across various demographics, adding that the commemorative can it had given to Mulvaney was a gift to celebrate a personal milestone and is not for sale to the general public. Since then, social media have taken offense to whiskey maker Jack Daniel's Small Town Big Pride campaign, in which it teams up with drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race, despite the campaign being nearly 2 years old. Stableford himself described the boycott's calls as totally unreasonable, adding that what they're doing isn't appropriate and relevant to people in the 21st century. Referring to the marketing campaign, he said, "It's absolutely the right thing to do because we need changes in the world. We can't keep on using the old model. The old model is broken and we need a new model in all kinds of places." While it could be argued that pro-LGBTQ plus campaigns to ultimately promote products may have cynical motivations, Stableford said that as they did not have to do so, it's interesting that they've chosen to. It could be for totally altruistic reasons because they think it's the right thing to do, or there could be an agenda which says, let's present ourselves in this way, and it gives us an opportunity to grow our audiences on a broader basis, he added. So, long story short, that was about Bud Light, one, probably teaming up with a trans woman, and two, Kid Rock was like shooting the cans of the new Bud Light. Like, it broke my heart, and you're not my beer no more. You're not my beer no more. Crying over him, like, you're not my beer no more. So, yeah, you know. And, yeah, it's the idea of boycotting things. And you know what? I think it's fine if people want to boycott it. Honestly, I think what Kid Rock did was fine. saying he hates a product. So first thing he does and goes and buys the product. And then he goes and blows it up, doesn't even consume it. So that's how he spends his money. Like, so that whole ordeal was giving Bud Light more money. It's funny shit. But like, no, I think it's okay. He's like, if he's against, wants to boycott it, he can boycott it, you know? I don't go to Chick-fil-A. And one reason that we're not going to talk about is that they always mess up my order. I just don't put the fucking pickles on Chick-fil-A. Figure that shit out, okay? You should be able to make a chicken sandwich without pickles on it and be able to make it and give it to me. You fuck it up all the time, and that's not the reason we're talking about. The reason why I say I'm boycotting Chick-fil-A is because they don't like gay people, and they're kind of racist too. They're kind of a racist company, and so I don't want to give my money to them. Am I buying Chick-fil-A and doing a stomp video to it and smashing it to disrespect the chicken sandwich? No, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because I don't care about Chick-fil-A that much. Other restaurants are doing the same thing now. They're making the same chicken sandwich, and honestly, they're doing a lot better. Chick-fil-A is never crispy, okay? I said it, and you had to live with it. That was a cool rant about Chick-fil-A. So yeah, I think the boycott's fine and stuff like that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with a boycott. I think just don't spend your money there. And you know, if everyone actually does it, and like commits to what they would say, shut the fuck up and do it, then things can make a big difference, and so that's why companies go back. If you look at a DK Oldies now, DK Oldies is like basically what happened is, so basically they find lots of like used like video game consoles and shit like that and other accessories that, you know, will go along with that. And then they sell it and they mark it up like a significant amount, like where you're like, the only reason why you'd buy it that expensive because you know like it's going to be a good quality product. And what DK Oldies claim to do, they say they're refurbished. So you can buy a refurbished console or you could buy as is. I think they do that, and, you know, that comes, you know, I feel like at least test it. But, like, we didn't refurbish it, but we did test it working, you know. Then, yeah. But basically what happens is they were not refurbishing their consoles. They shook it and wanted to hear if anything rattled in it. And, then they sent it off. And so they weren't refurbishing it, but they were claiming it was refurbished. And so all these YouTubers were talking about it, and I love the tea because I went on DK Oldies' website once when they were initially like getting popular on TikTok, and then I said, wow, that is way too expensive. But I see it's refurbished. I'm like, so basically I see it being okay marked up, like, because you're guaranteed like a almost perfectly new refurbished console. So, you know, I could see that from some people, but yeah, but if they're not refurbishing it, like, basically just lying, they'd put like warranty stickers, like, break the seal, it's now no longer under warranty, which in the United States is illegal or whatever, like they have to have it or whatever. That doesn't do anything if you open a product up or something like that. But they kept going off on it and doing it. Everyone kept buying consoles secretly and then like opening up a review. I'm like, yep, not refurbished. I got ripped off. And then they plug it in. I'm like, nope, it doesn't work. And then they got under a lot of heat. So then they started, I think at minimum, just like blowing it out with condensed air every console, you know, and just hope that works, you know. They're doing that. But now I think there's enough, because they've been successful for so long, whatever, like there's going to be a lot of people who had that happen to them. So, and that's really cool tea about things you don't care about, that I said and you don't care about. You don't care about them is recorded in front of a no-person audience. It is me literally talking into a camera with The Last Supper behind me. Like, literally The Last Supper is behind me. Explain that, atheists. But yeah, boycott things you don't like, people. But shut the fuck up about it, you know? I think that's what we're really trying to say here over at Cancel Schweezy, this year at least. 2023, the year of shutting the fuck up. I just thought they took my beer away. Where's my beer? I can't believe you broke my heart. Broke my heart over just fucking. It's like, oh no, they support the gays. I can't like this beer anymore. That just, I don't know, those backwards people are like, well, it's just not part of our growing up. It's not part of our growing up. We just don't believe in it. Okay. God damn. It's like, oh no, my beer's gay. It was like the first Sam Smith album, and then like Sam Smith, you know what he's wearing with the something unholy, like that Sam Smith. You're just like, oh no, he drank a Bud Light. Do you think Sam Smith drinks Bud Lights? That's a cool question. Sam Smith, do they you? I know you're they them. I'm not gonna. Sorry if I said him. Sorry for my microaggressions. Could you confirm if you drink Bud Light? I don't know why. Sam Smith on a Bud Light commercial would be hilarious. Okay, no one questioned my logic. All right, last article we got here from NBC News. Pope Francis says sex is a beautiful thing and it's normal to meet people on Tinder. Using dating apps like Tinder to meet potential partners is normal, and the Catholic Church's teaching about sex is still in diapers, Pope Francis said in a new documentary released this week. Sex is one of the beautiful things God has given to humans. It's like, I am the captain. No, I'm not changing it. And Pontiff said in a conversation with 10 Spanish-speaking young adults, oh, there we go, for a documentary called The Pope Answers. Oh, there we go. Close enough. The group of people aged 20 to 25, including Catholics, Christians, atheists, agnostics, and one Muslim, quizzed him on a range of topics, including sex, masturbation, delusionment with the church's sexual abuse crisis, racism, immigration, abortion, and the LGBTQ community for the film that was recorded in June 2002 and released on Disney Plus on Wednesday. One discussion on pornography and masturbation ignited by Alejandra, a woman who created adult content on live streaming sites. The Pope said pornography diminishes. To express oneself sexually is something rich. He said, anything that diminishes a true sexual expression diminishes you as well. It renders you partial and it diminishes that richness. Sex has a dynamic of its own. It exists for a reason. It's an expression of love. After admitting that he did not have a cell phone, Francis, 86, was asked what he thought about young people meeting romantic partners on Tinder. It's normal, he said. Young people have the eagerness to meet each other, and that's very good. Asked whether he wanted to be in a relationship, he said he had been in one before I entered the seminary, but then I chose celibacy. He's clap cheeks, dude. Another point, he said Christians had not always had a mature catechesis or religious instruction on sex, and it was still a very early stage. He added that the church's catechesis on sex is still in diapers. Asking for abortion, Francis said he instructs priests ministering women who have had terminations to not ask many questions and be merciful, such as Jesus was. I like that. He added that we should not send her to hell all of a sudden or isolate her. No, we should stay by her side. But he said the abortion must also be looked at scientifically and with a certain coldness. He added that 1 month from conception an embryo was not a bunch of cells that got together, but systemized human life. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of this. I'm kind of interested in this. He's just like, what do you think about Tinder? Yeah, it's okay. Whatever. But no, I like that. That's an interesting view on sex because, as we will all know, sex when you're in love with the other person, sex when you're in love with that person is not good. It's generally people. It's we all know it's better than like one night stands. You know, with the right one, it's 100% better than a one night stand. I kind of like that. So like sex being after love, but then But like you're talking about pornography, but there's also like there's pornography. It's like a married couple who has sex with each other, and it's always those two, or it's always a couple together. You just never see the guy's face because we don't want to see. I don't think even women want to see a guy's face during sex, unless it's fucking Ryan Reynolds or Ryan Gosling. Anyone, the hot Ryans, not like Ryan from the Trailer Park. We're not talking about him. No. So what about that pornography? I think it's very interesting if it's just like a couple who does it together, but then you have like the business acting side of it, and I'm very interested in the porn star's life, because it's just like, it's the business. You're like, all right, yeah, we do cut many, many times. Sometimes, we have to do a recharge and we get, the best is so the guy's kind of getting a little flat, and you're telling me when you're on camera you wouldn't get a little flat and nervous, that like they have to get a fluffer and they get close-up shots of the girl like faking it and everything like that, and the guys like there's a chick backstage just blowing him just to try and get him hard again. And they call him the fluffer. It's just a chick there. It's just she's not even on camera. Like this, she's just fucking blowing a guy. So. Yeah, why did they bring up Tinder on the beginning of this article? Why did they say Tinder was the beginning of it when Tinder wasn't as good as the pornography part? If it made me laugh, it is. But Tinder, I think, the Pope is really wise, and I guess, the Pope, the nice thing about the Pope is he isn't the total worst. You're like, if a woman's had her termination before, just forgive her like Jesus was. That's what Christians should be. It's just be like, forgive them like Jesus would, and we move on. Interesting. After a month, after a month, like a human's kind of been made at this point. And I agree. I believe women should always have the choice. But if I had a baby, if I was going to terminate a baby, I would kind of want to do it immediately versus waiting a little bit, let it get some feelings. And I don't want to do that. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know, everyone. Just vote for quality sex ed. And top fathers, be good to your daughters. Daughters will love like you do. Girls become lovers who turn into mothers. So mothers, be good to your daughters soon. Yeah. Have you ever been out in public and thought, hey, look at that fat guy, only for it to turn out to be a mirror and you are in fact the fat guy? That was the moment that kickstarted me into becoming the greatest health expert the world has ever seen. But I wasn't born being built different. Like Joe Cocker before me, I get by with a little help from my friends. And my friends happen to be today's sponsor, FNX Fitness. FNX Fitness is committed to creating innovative supplements of the highest quality that provide focus for a productive morning, energy to thrive all day, performance supplements to reach new goals, unique sleep and recovery formulas to support any sport, and healthy supplements to support an active lifestyle for years to come. I also really enjoy their clothing line that makes you look good while you work out as well. Another thing I love about FNX Fitness is that with every purchase, they donate a gallon of water to a child in need. Start working out smarter, not harder, by using the link in our description today. You can save 15% on your purchase. Go save 15% on some of the best supplements out there when using the link in our description. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. When you're at the beach, you aren't going there naked, letting everyone see your little shrunken PP from being in the water. No, you're wearing some sort of clothing to cover up your privates. So why would you let companies you buy products from have access to the privates of your credit cards? That's where today's sponsor, Privacy, becomes the clothing for your credit card information. Privacy is the first payment product that keeps your personal information private while being even more convenient than using a physical payment card online. Privacy empowers you to protect your physical card information each merchant you share your card information with puts you more at risk to hackers or data breaches. Why not use a privacy card instead? By creating a virtual card with privacy for each merchant you shop with, your physical card is safe and secure. Privacy cards can be paused or closed at any time, preventing any future transactions from being authorized. Privacy cards can also be single-use, meaning they close after just one authorized transaction. One of my favorite ways to use privacy is for a service with a free trial that requires you to put in a credit card to sign up. But wait, there's more. By using the link in our description, you can get $5 to spend anywhere. That's money you get to use. So start paying the smart way with privacy. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show.
That's my hole. That's where it spits.
So I thought I would go over another thought catalog. I've really started to enjoy these articles because they don't take themselves too seriously, which BuzzFeed does. That BuzzFeed takes themselves way too seriously with and then they try to report real news. They're like, I don't care about the best 12 cupcakes to buy in your state. I want to move further, maybe let's move in a different direction. So I found this article from Thought Catalog, and I thought, you know what?
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
I thought, let's just go full throttle.
This is the type of guy you get.
First of all, ride or die, bitch.
Let's go full throttle.
Let's go full throttle and get into it. It's called 10 Reasons You're Perpetually Single.
That's rough, buddy.
No one makes it a goal to be single forever. We all want love. We all want a partner to share our lives with. Even though that is the goal, a lot of us mistakenly go without attaining the thing we want so much in that it will somehow lead to different results. We know that this doesn't make any sense, and yet we continue to operate from a default setting. Being single isn't a curse, and being in a relationship isn't a cure-all. No matter what stage you're in, it's important to take a personal inventory to look at the bad habits and choices that are helping you and the ones that are hurting you. It's not a matter of putting yourself out there more, of signing up for every dating site and side-swiping app. I find a truly amazing, healthy relationship is much more than being ready for such a relationship. It's about identifying faulty patterns and thoughtful processes that may be blocking you from getting what you want. I have written many articles and a book on how to get the relationship you want. There are also ways to guarantee that you never get what you want, seeing that they're for a first step in cracking blah, blah, blah. Here are 10 ways to stay single forever. All right, so... here are 10 ways to stay single forever, but stay single forever or 10 real reasons you're perpetually single. Am I making sense here? No, I'm not making sense at all. I'm sorry. Anyways, though.
What?
First one we got here on the catalog. We got... don't ever learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you are bound to keep making them. This was the story of my life for many years. I don't know how much of that I'm going to read. You find out you keep getting up in the exact same situation over and over again. It's time for you to do something. So if you never learn from your mistakes, do I learn from? Oh yeah, I learn from. I learn many things, and my many teachings go on to teach you in everything you do. So. That's not the reason I'm single, so we're moving on. Blame your singleness on the fact that there are no good men left. Honestly, I would say kind of, I might agree with this one. You blame your singleness on there's no good men or there are too many good men. Honestly, that's my problem. There are too many good men out there. And, yeah, I think that's the real problem. There are too many. So I disagree with you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here. There are good men out there. That's the problem. They're not settling. There are too many good men out there, and all the ones around me are settling or not or whatever. Settle. ladies, don't go for too high. Don't reach too high. Like, just do slightly below you. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Do. All you need to do. Do. All you need to do. Do. Okay, yeah. So I disagree. I've already disagreed with the first two. Have really high expectations and justify it by saying this is what you deserve. We all have certain criteria when it comes to a partner. Some of these can be valid and other borders on ridiculous. We don't know much ourselves much as we think we do oftentimes. What we think we want is not the same as what we actually need. Okay. I don't have high expectations. Like, I think okay, let's see. Let me ask you the question about my standards. Are these standards too high? All I want is someone who's fun and who also gets things going for me. You know, that's what I'm saying here. That's all I want. Are those two expectations? Because I guess you could dive deeper into it, you know, and then like we have to go into what I'm attracted to, what I'm not. Then you pose similar questions with somehow it makes it work and with who they are. And, you know, things change, people change. Babies need their diapers changed, if that's what you know. So I know I don't have high expectations. So why I'm single number 3 out of 10? Wrong. So that's not it. So we're currently 0, or 3, or 0 me being it being right, 3 being it being wrong. So 3 right now. Don't trust how he feels about you. Who's he? Who would he be? How he feels? Because I'd be dating a woman. That's the situation. Wherein you don't trust how he feels about you. Okay. Who's he? Are we polyamorous or whatever? Because yeah, I would say that any woman, I would say I'm not into polyamory at all. We're not doing that, and she'd be like, "Oh, but I kind of am," and you have to trust what he feels about you. Is what he's doing is right. Like, I feel what he's trying to do is fuck my wife. You know, that's what I feel like is going on. So would I trust his feelings about you, the guy who wants to fuck you, by trying to convince you to become polyamorous? No, I don't believe that is. So yeah, trust how a guy who's trying to sleep with my partner. Like, should I trust that guy? No, you shouldn't trust that guy. All women have that one friend that's a guy, and the guy doesn't like that they talk to each other, and it's you know, things happen. So we're 0 to 4 right now. So that's not looking good, thought catalog. Not looking good. Overanalyze everything. Analyze his text and things he said, his posture, the language he used. When you overanalyze, you aren't being present or authentic. You're in strategy mode. No matter how stealth you think you are, a guy can always pick up on this energy, and it's off-putting. Okay. So, I think everyone analyzes things. I only analyze things. I don't over-analyze things. I sometimes believe people and take their word for it. I have been like that. So, do I over-analyze everything? No. I try to analyze things. But no, I would never try to over-analyze something like that. You know, I'm just, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. So we're 0 to 5, you know. I'm starting to think I'm just perfect and it's everyone else's problem, to be honest with you. The 6th one we got here. Don't take care of yourself and try to look your best. You don't get this much hair volume, what I'm talking about here. You don't get that without grooming yourself. You can't do that unless you've been groomed to perfection. Like I am Always. I'm always thinking, I clipped my fingernails today. I have to clip them like every 3 days because they grow way too fast. Because am only human. After all, don't put the blame on me. Yeah, so now we're 0-6, okay? Okay, thought catalog. Why I'm single? This is not the reason I'm single. Number 7, we have don't deal with your issues. I announced last week that I'm going to therapy, and I had a therapy session. Basically, I kind of think that she's getting paid for an exclusive Cancel Schweezy. If you're interested in that, let me know. We could set it up on our Patreon, but my therapist gets another one and stuff. I'm not going to tell you everything that happened in therapy, people. Yeah, you can't be just fucking... So me and my therapist do. Here's everything me and my therapist talked about. So yeah, not everyone has a therapist. Some men... I have a podcast and a therapist, so that's therapist a lot. That's a lot of therapy going on here. It's like most people only have one or the other. You either have a podcast or you go to a therapist. I'm doing both. So, I'm just built different. And
Got him!
they're 0-7. Look, they're 0-7. I think Thought Catalog you got to give up. Number 8, settle for meantime relationships. Wouldn't call them relationships. Just want to say, if it's friends with benefits, that is different than meantime relationships. Like, you don't see, you try not to see each other during the day. It's creepy and it's off-putting. You don't run into you just see each other at night. It's like Batman. Like, if you ever see him during the day, the Justice League is getting together very quickly, and shit is about to go down on planet Earth. So that's the only time you see Batman during the day, or whenever the comics let him be there during the day. So yeah, no, that's what they say. It's that's the kind of relationship you got. It's kind of like Batman when you see Batman. So, don't settle for meantime relationships. Then you have to go to their families, and I don't want to talk to their families. That's another thing. So that's, when you wouldn't say meantime, when you say meantime relationship, you mean like you're fooling around with someone, and then you eat breakfast the next morning with their parents after plowing her daughter. So, yep, 0-8. They're 0-8 right now. I don't think they know why I'm single. I think that's because I'm perfect and everyone else has issues. 9, be afraid you'll never find better. I wouldn't be afraid of that. I'm not worried about that. I think it's more of a problem that I think it's opposite. Really, I think she'll discover she'll never find better. So, yeah, she knows. She knows, fellas. She knows I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I caught my mom listening to Froggy Fresh. Someone got her into Froggy Fresh. And she's like, yeah, she hasn't even seen the music video. She just heard the song. That's how crazy this is. She just heard the song. And, so now we're 0-9. Okay, well, maybe they'll get one topic on why, to see how I'm just not, I'm perfect. Panic over the prospect of being single forever. No, not worried about that either, because, men get more attractive with age, and, women don't. And so it's always like a worst case scenario, or whatever. Lowest I'll go is 25, You're always going to be... Once you reach 25, it's always okay to date a 25-year-old. Like, that's the rule. It's like, I could be 55 and she's 25. People will be like, it's the weird age gap, but, it's only a weird age gap. It's not weird than anything else. So that's always going to be fun. The older I get, 25-year-olds will come and go. So... That's why 25-year-olds will always be there. It's the perfect age. They can rent a car to get to your place too. So that's really exciting. You do need to make sure you're making money though. Make sure you have a good living. maybe save some money for being older and still try to take care of yourself, you know, be a catch. Anyways, though, so 10 reasons I'm perpetually single, all do not apply to me. I think it's because I'm built different. I think it's because we live in a society. I also believe that I'm just perfect, and it's women out there who have an issue with me. So, suck on them, teats. Whew. Boy, my mouth is drier than the dickens. But anyways, though, what did I watch on TV? I watched a ton of intervention, dude. I'm trying to tone down the drinking. That's why I took an edible for Easter. Yeah, I'm trying to tone down the drinking and stuff like that. So, really, so what did I do? I decided to watch a bunch of intervention. A&E, I never thought about A&E's catalog of trash TV. This is trash TV, but yeah, it is trash TV. But like, A&E's no. Spike is the one who has cops. I digress. We're using the buck and big words today, Schweezy. We pulling out the big bucks for the big words. There, bud. Anyways, yeah. So yeah. Anyways, though, we did watch a ton of intervention when I was in high school, back in the late aughts. Back in those days, yeah, we watched a lot of intervention, and I thought bringing it back into my life would help with would help me, take a break. Anyways, though, what is intervention? Some of you don't know what intervention is, and so now I'm here to tell you what intervention is. Intervention, this is from Wikipedia. Intervention is an American documentary series that premiered on March 6, 2005 on A&E. It follows one or two participants who are dependent on or addicted to drugs and or alcohol. They are documented in anticipation for an intervention meeting by friends or family. During the intervention meeting, loved ones give the addict an ultimatum: go to an inpatient drug rehabilitation program immediately or else risk losing contact, income, or other privileges. The show follows up on the recovery progress for future episodes or for web shorts. So, yeah, so it's a cool show because a lot of times they get the treatment, sometimes they don't, and don't even get it when they get to that point. In that, I'm gonna have to re-spray my hair. Yeah, I don't think they get the point of that. So, but when people go sober, though, their appearance changes drastically. They go from like skin and bones to has a body, So yeah, it's amazing. Like just 60 days of just being sober and not having fun, because I can't imagine those sober facilities are fun. And I'm not saying they're not doing a good job. I'm just saying drugs are a lot of fun. Drinking is a lot of fun. I'm just saying, to be honest, when it's like one of the cheapest ways, just have fun. And then the next day you don't. So yeah, no, those appearances are good though. Well, yeah, no, I'm thinking of how better people are looking, but I gotta say, this is not a good show for dieting motivation. Do not look towards intervention for dieting tips, because I made a quick observation while watching the show. Not a lot of fat people, we got some people with some chub, but not a lot of fat people. In fact, a lot of people are skinny. I saw a meme, and I don't know where it is. It's on my phone somewhere. It was like a guy's before and after after he quit drinking. And he went from skinny to thicker. I'm like, alcohol is one of the biggest reasons I feel like a fat lard right now. And that's saying something. That's saying an awful lot about things. So do not look at this show for diet advice. You're like, if I did $12,000 of cocaine a day, I could really lose some weight. Like, do not think that way. I am telling you right now, do not do that. Don't do that. That's bad.
This is the type of guy you get.
So I can't remember my favorite episode. It's just like some chick, and for some reason, some of the chicks are hot.
What?
I didn't make the show. I'm watching it. Some of the chicks are hot, and like I don't remember. There was like one. She was like Mikey Day. That's Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance. He's also the bass player. I thought he would rather me say brother of Gerard Way than bass player for My Chemical Romance. So this hot chick was with the bass player from My Chemical Romance. No, I like Mikey Day. And like she used to be like a model in like the model, what was it? The San Francisco Bay. But then she got into drugs with Mikey because he was doing drugs. Why do you think the band's called My Chemical Romance? Cool shit there. But anyways, there was another episode that was my fucking favorite. It was just like a nice. It was she was kind of cute, and like she was sober 60 days. That's when they did the interview. I'm like, oh man, she's super hot now, and then. And immediately it cut it was the fastest cut ever made in a movie ever. It was then immediately switched to sad music. It just went from happy to just immediately sad so fast, and the screen said shortly after filming she relapsed. she's still an addict. I'm like, what? It was so fast. It was like looking so nice and good, and it relapsed. Oh, that's so sad. And addicts relapse. It happens, folks. You just gotta try really hard. Don't be stingy. And don't be stingy there.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Negative thing about the show is, and it's kind of heartbreaking to be honest with they're breaking up couples. These junkies they have like a partner with them, and they're both skinny. I know you're wondering, were they fat? No, they're always pretty skinny. It's like he has this house, but his mom's afraid to go over there. It's a clean, but she's scared of the drugs she'll see. And then it was just in like where the dining room should be. It's just a lady sleeping. Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl. It's no bed. They sold it for crack. It was my girl. Like it's like, oh, maybe that'll be my choice before I go. I think my bottom three for how desperate am I to be to not die alone would be what was it? This finding a junkie, just feeding a junkie, Philippines, and if I strike out with everything in the Philippines, even the ones I'm not attracted to, if I strike out there. North Korea, they'll let you in, or because I guess they have more women than men, which I feel like is not necessarily a big problem because they could just go poly and you can get more couples. It's like men can have a lot of kids if like they're a different woman and they try to get something baking in the oven. One man could really do a lot, And they could just keep going. That's another thing about getting older, shit like that with being single. It's like I'm good if I'm like, what about kids? I'm like, I can be 80 and I can still have a kid if I want. I'll be the fucking old dad. But my dad could be your dad. Yeah, he's 80. Anyways, though, breaking up junkie couples when the other person gets sober, pretty sad. Pretty inconsiderate for them. I had an idea. Okay, so hear me out. I have an idea. Would you like to? It's more like you get to choose to participate in this. Okay, so usually on intervention, when they try to agree at the intervention, like you have to go immediately right now. You can't like have a day or two. That way you can party, go hard partying. And, you know, that's a way, I want a way, you know, like, I'm going to go out, you know. You go, like, on a bender and, you know, like, you know, you just go out. It's a great way to go out. But then you have to guarantee, like, I am walking into the intervention this fucking drug, you know. And then from there you withdraw, and then you get better, and then you never do it again. Yeah, I guess you just have to stay disciplined in that fact. But you know, they have to go right now. They can't. They try to make them like, you're so addicted to it, you have to even have it before one more time. You realize how addicted you are to it. And I would just be like, all right, so we're gonna give you 24 hours from this time. You know, we're gonna pick you up. And so you can party all hard and going. And you have to go, and another thing is, you have to be allowed, like, you can't just drop someone off at, like, rehab. Like, they have to agree to it themselves. And so you sign the paperwork that you agree to it, but you have 24 hours to party your fucking ass off. And, and if they die, they die. You know what? Contract is void. But yeah, they get 24 hours to just, you know, one last night to party. But, like, when the time comes, like, you know, they're basically surrounded by multiple people, like, no way out. They have to go kicking and screaming you if they decide this last minute, I don't want to change. Like, too bad they're forced to go to rehab after that. That's my idea. I like to call it the kicking and screaming method. So it's like you get 24 hours to party, and so you just have to make it count. You, like, make it memorable. So, like, yeah, this is a time of my life. Part of it I liked, and a lot of it I did not like. But this can, you know, we can remember this night, you know, I feel like that. But then you stay disciplined. And I don't think a lot of those people are that disciplined either. So it probably won't work, but it would work on me, though. If I get addicted, what at this point? If I'm doing meth, yeah, I guess that'd be the next thing. Next thing on the list, I am that kind of trash. So I guess meth would be next. So tell me what you think about that, the kicking and screaming method, and how we treat addicts in the show. But it is good, though. There's the question I think we all have of, is this a good thing they're doing? Well, they pay for, like, the treatment. And honestly, rehab treatment is probably a reason why most people aren't clean and they just struggle and go on doubts more and less and stuff like that, or, you know, may be able to work in a way that's, like, productive and still be able to use it, and, you know, just takes over their life, and, you know, their lives may be shorter and we have to deal with it. Or we can get them the treatment they need, and camera crew is going to follow them around and show them that they're probably worse than they actually are. So it's like they're getting exploited, but they're getting treatment. So I think it's a pure yin and yang. It's a pure yin and yang for what they're doing. So I don't feel bad about it. And that leads me to the last thing I want to talk about with this. So I always wonder, so I feel like, oh, they're going to put me on a show. They want to talk to me about my show. And I'm like, how did they get me an addict on the show? And, like, when they say, oh yeah, we're going to interview for a show called Intervention, or like, oh, I don't, you know, a lot of people don't want to be interventions. That's why they're kind of, like, pushed into it and locked in the room with that. So yeah, so people wouldn't, like, plan their interventions and shit like that. So you know, unless you do the kicking and screaming method, that'd just be for going to rehab, though. But, like, how do they convince these addicts to, like, sign away, like, getting them on intervention where they probably wouldn't sign on for intervention if they knew? Apparently, from what I looked a little bit. I'll say I confirm it. I don't care if I'm wrong. That they convince these people because they're going to be on a show about addicted people. It was just a show about addicted people. That's how they were on. They're like, so they agreed. I'm like, oh, I'm addicted. I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, put me on the show. Yeah, put me on. Beam me up, Scotty. Let's get on the show. So I was like, yeah, it was confusing how they, like, manipulated people to get on intervention, but yeah, pretty weird. Is it sleazy or is it cool? Only you can decide. Have you ever cracked open a cold one with the boys? the vibes are on, then all of a sudden you are out of cold ones. Though the vibes are still on, the vibes will soon go off because you are out of cold ones. There's no need to drive when you're under the vibes. That's why today's sponsor Drizly is here to make sure that the vibes continue. Drizly gets all your favorite beer, seltzer, wine, whiskey, and much more delivered directly to your home. With their easy-to-use mobile app, we are getting one step closer to never leaving our homes. You know it's saying something when it's being praised as the Amazon for liquor. Drizly is my go-to app for getting all the booze I need so I can do other things. So using our link in the description today, you can save $5 off your first purchase through Drizly. Drizly has proprietary ID verification technology that it provides to its retail partners that allows drivers to scan IDs for more than a barcode to make sure the purchaser is over 21 years old in the US and of legal drinking age in Canada. Retailers on Drizly may have a minimum order or delivery fee. So using our link in the description, get $5 off your first order with Drizly. And remember, when you use our links, you directly support this show. You're not a boomer who still goes to what our ancient civilizations called a store. You buy everything on the internet like a modern individual. What if I could tell you that you could be saving more on your purchases by only making a few clicks on your computer? That's where today's sponsor, Honey, will change your life. Honey is a free browser extension you can download using the link in our description of this episode. Honey searches the entire internet for promo code, coupon codes, free shipping, and anything else that will save you money when buying things online. It's 100% free, and at no point will you have to pay for it with all of those many microtransactions. It's as simple as pressing a single button and you can start saving money. Not using Honey is basically throwing money away that could be saved for more important things. I recently had to get business cards for myself, and Honey literally saved me 60% on a pack of 500 business cards. It was amazing. Add the Honey extension to your browser today for free by using the link in our description of this episode. And when you use our links, you directly support this show.
Oh no! Our table!
It's time for Oh No, Our Table, the part of the episode where I answer advice given to you from me. As you know, I am Schweezy. You are in the middle of an episode, so you are very much hooked to the end. So,
let's just jump into it.
all right. So, first question we got here. Let's look at the nonsense we got today, folks. How do I know if I have hemorrhoids or a prolapse? I've always had problems with constipation. I'm currently on a medication that makes my constipation even worse. I haven't had a normal poop in 2 years, except when I was taking a probiotic for a while. I strain every time I have to poop. Tonight, after wiping, I felt a budge, and it seemed to go back in when I stood up. My anus felt swollen for a few minutes, but now feels more normal. There's no blood. I'm terrified it's a prolapse. I don't know if I've ever had hemorrhoids, so I don't know how to tell if that's what it is either. I'm in my late 20s. God, brother. Getting back on probiotic ASAP, but I'm just really scared. If it's a prolapse, what do? I don't want to have surgery. I hated that I'm the one answering this question. So if you are, I'm making a very large guess that this was not a prolapse. And people are like, how do you know it's a prolapse? It's not a prolapse. You're not a doctor.
What?
Well, I'm here to tell you, I've seen multiple prolapsed anuses. Not in real life, on the internet, folks. It's always the internet, folks. You're like, in real life? No. It was on the internet. So yeah, a lot of stuff comes out. So that sounds exactly like a hemorrhoid. Are you getting bleeding? Yeah. So I think the probiotic. So yeah, that was a cool sound. Dad sounds. We're getting to that time of the age where I'm just gonna start making dad sounds into a mic. That's all we're doing. Anymore. So yeah, so hemorrhoids, yeah. You're probably bleeding too. It's spicy food. So yeah, get on the probiotic, dude. You need to be mindful. You have to be taking Metamucil. You got to be taking Metamucil, dude. Like you sound like you're a Metamucil kind of guy. Maybe just like a little bit a day, keeps the man sticking his finger on my hemorrhoids away. The proctologist. No. I'd also suggest maybe getting a bidet. Not only does the bidet clean your asshole profoundly, it prevents hemorrhoids too. And what you can do is like kind of sit with your butt cheeks open, let the spray kind of go into your asshole, and what it does is it starts breaking up that poo, dude. It'll break up the poo. And the parts start coming out a lot easier, start squirming out, you're going to have a lot cleaner of a colon, It's what I like to call
cool stuff, slick stuff, neat stuff.
So, dude, if you're having constipation problems, dude, it's medication related, dude, you're going to have to incorporate more fiber into your diet. That way you have a lot of bulk and it comes out. If it's too big, I would legit bidet, maybe a butt knife. Maybe you cut the poo, Anyways, we'll move on. A random hookup asked me if we could say grace before sex. Is that weird?
What?
Okay, so just let's set the mood. We're during sexy time. Sexy time is looking like it's going full throttle.
Feel like a woman, a real woman. This is the type of guy you get. Let's go full throttle.
Why don't you hit that button more? We're getting ready to go full throttle on SEX. In case a child is listening, they don't know what I'm talking about. But then she's like, it's getting steamy. Like, she was gobbling your knob earlier. She's, and, she's doing that earlier. She's all warmed up. She's all warmed up, ready to go. About to stick your average-sized wiener into her, and she's like, wait. Let's pray real quick. Kind of a mood killer. Is that weird? You sounds like you went through with it. So like years later, my hookup asked to pray before. Is that weird? It was weird, and you continued, and you did it, dude. You did it with her. That's funny. That's some funny shit. I should have sprayed down my hair during the break. For me. So that's it. Yeah. So it's weird. I know you can, but just continue forward. Dad drinking sounds. How do I tell my friend that he is in a pyramid scheme? Over the last 6 months, my friend has opened up a Herbalife store in our hometown. Herbalife is a supplement product that in his store, he sells health-related shake and smoothies based off the product. If anyone is unfamiliar with Herbalife, they market it this way to make it seem like the person is able to create and grow their own company on themselves. That is probably why you see so many of these Herbalife stores under different names across the U.S. He is always going to conference or meetings to learn how to better grow their company. I was originally interested in his company as he was making a decent amount of money, but after researching and finding out the amount of money he sends back to the company is crazy. The company had a genius trick to make its owners create their own business, but the top dogs make all the money back. He is able to go to conferences and get awards and make 0 cents, and I've been trying to tell him what the underlying issues are. Even Herbalife itself has an article that says it's not a pyramid scheme, but any company willing to publish an article like that is most definitely one. I really enjoy my friend, but I feel like he is so brainwashed in his job that I'm sure the company has meetings to talk about with him. about with him how to avoid this question. So I'm curious. Yeah, I'm aware of like the Herbalife stores.
What?
For those who don't know, yeah, they're basically like they sell shakes and smoothies, but it's like a health shakes and health smoothies, and I think it's all like Herbalife products. So instead of like some lady who's just some chick who's like, would you like to buy some of this shit and mix it yourself? And people are like, no. Well, then you open up a shop and make the smoothies yourself, and then people pick them up and go. Then yeah, but it's all your products. So yeah, I get it. So it's like, so it seems like just it's franchising in a different way. I haven't done any research on like the money they send back to Herbalife, but I do feel like, but I do see it like it could work as like Herbalife makes the products and then sells at a store. That's just a normal store. Like this is a store, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how that deal works because like, yeah, I think if you make like Herbalife, like the Herbalife drinks or whatever, if someone in a store made it and like you could say what had the benefits of something, but or what, some shit, but like they make it, someone else makes it for you and you just buy it, one of them, I don't know. That's different. Like, I don't know how this is different. So I do know there's something slimy with Herbalife. We all know who fucking Herbalife is. We all know they're up to some snaky shit. But we continue. But like, the stores like seem like it, because you could mark it up as an amount that makes it so you're making a profit per drink sold. So I don't know. It's like, It's like having a store, but then you buy Mary Kay products and put on the shelf and then raise the price. And then, yeah, I guess then you'd want the Mary Kay salesperson. I don't know. Business is weird. I don't know if I'm the one to be answering those questions right now. But, yeah, no. So, yeah, how to talk to your friend if they are in a pyramid scheme. I don't know. So, like, I think the first thing you kind of have to do, I do think a cool technique to go into it with would be, hey, like, you kind of figure out if they're, like, struggling with money or something like that. Because if they're struggling with money, then I think that's your, like, ticket in, to talking about something like, oh, so like Herbalife, yeah, and you send a lot of money back to them? You're like, yeah. It's like, why are they requiring this? Oh, it's because their product, yada, yada, yada. And you're like, huh. And then, you kind of like draw out, like, so I go to this person who sells it, and then you have to draw it out, You have to draw it out like to Jim did to Michael Scott in The Office. It's probably going to be part of the thumbnail for this even too. So hope you enjoy finding that. But yeah, you kind of just have to point out to them, and I don't know, just wait, just see if you like the guy and he's a friend of yours. If he needs you, you lead him or you ignore him, and his problem goes away.
Come on, Mark, don't be stingy.
Maybe that he'll go away with his problems too. Maybe that's a good way. Just get these people out of your fucking lives, dude. I haven't been messaged by someone in a while. For that, it's always fucking fake. It's always the last person you speak. Hey girl, how you doing? See him like, glad to see I'm better than you at this point. That's good to see. Why people say big person instead of fat or muscular? I'm not a native speaker, so maybe that's the reason I don't understand. That's probably the reason why you don't understand. I don't know. I guess our big to us is, I guess, different. And so I guess we say big instead of fat or muscular. And then, some guys are just in between. They're just weird. God made them different. God don't make no junk. So, yeah, some guys are fat. And you can kind of go to that. But then you're saying, like, a situation where you're going to be like, and this dude was a fucking fat ass, and so he was like a bigger guy, and so like that. So it's a more polite way instead of saying fat. And then there's some guys who they're not muscular and they're not fat. They're just like big guys, you know? They're just big guys. So they come and go, like the gas station come and go, but the local one around here turned into a Casey's, which I like their pizza. So the things in the Midwest, the people not in the Midwest are not gonna understand. Yeah. Big, fat, muscular. Yeah. Because God made us something. God made multiple. God just be making anyone, to be honest. Because, yeah, so let's do it. Let's do height. Wait, like, football player. You see a football player. You're calling them a big guy. Are you calling them fat? Some of them. Are you calling them muscular? Some of them. But then there's, on a scale, he's obese. But it's pure muscle. Is Kingpin? You call him a big guy. You won't fucking call him fat ass. Spider-Man would. I'm not. That dude is a psycho. He slams your head into a car door. I slammed my head in a car door. Kingpin slammed my head in a car door. Where were we? We were talking about fat people. Is that what we're talking about? So fat people. Yeah. Being called big is better. Being called big is better than being called fat. So we're just lumping those guys in, the giant ass football players, your mom, all the big people we all know. Your mom specifically.
What you gonna eat to get fucked up?
Roasted. I need to get one of those roasted. Yeah. So we're just lumping people together at this point. For those who don't speak English, you're learning English from this. I see some of you out of country people. I know you're fucking learning the language through this, and I gotta say, I learned what Riz is. I think I learned what Riz is. So I got Riz. What was it? I got Riz. Why do some men struggle so deeply with women? Like the 30-plus-year-old virgin types or the forever single uncle? I sometimes read stories of the fucked up shit men do to women, and I think, good God, that guy can get a girlfriend, but I can't. There was one on relationship advice a while ago where this lady's boyfriend was stealing money from her and going to Asian massage parlors for hand jobs. She wanted to go to therapy with him to give him a second chance. My mom's friend was going through chemotherapy and her husband wouldn't even pick her up for the doctor's appointment, so she had to take an Uber even though he's unemployed and fully financially living off her with a new car. I'm sure we all had that friend in high school who would call crying about the thing her boyfriend does, and then you scratch your head wondering why she likes him more than you. So why do some men, seemingly good men, struggle so deeply with getting a mate when it appears the bar is on the ground? So yeah, I think I know how to answer this. First of all, too many examples, way too many examples. You need to not do that. I think the reason why, like, a lot of men struggle with women in the first place is, they don't probably some social skills that they don't have or whatever, or maybe they're not always trying to fuck all the time. Some of us really do think with our dick, and that's how, do anything to fuck or whatever. Some guys have a little bit lower T, a little bit lower the T. Speaking of which, this is Arnold Palmer's Let's Have Tea, so T. Yeah. So I think it's that, and probably, I'm not saying it, but we do like more attractive people. Why do you think everyone loves this show so much? We're more attractive, so they may not be as attractive. Well, they can clean up well, but yeah. And so some of these guys are nice and they're shy and shit like that. One thing I do think we can say, that way you can be like, all men and not all men all at the same time. But one we can probably all agree on is I tell women, because I'm a love coach. I'm a Schweezy love coach. Move aside, Andrew Tate. I am the love coach. I represent the women in this. A man has to represent them. I think women prefer like a guy who's like super confident and just super confident because I think that's just a very attractive trait in someone. That's what women look for. It probably goes back to all our primal reasonings and resources and all that shit, you know, where it's like, where it's, like, yeah, primal resources, why you want someone who's more confident or not. What I tell ladies to do, look for a guy who, like, you know, who's not bad, you know, not the smelly one. Smelly ones always get left out. Go to them, those guys without any confidence. You know, the ones who are actually good guys. He just lacks confidence. I think that's really what it is, probably just lacking confidence. Like, find that guy and work on, as a partner, you boosting his confidence. And you boosting his confidence is going to make him a more attractive person in your eyes, and therefore you do that. So, ladies, another way to find a man. It's not always go to a Magic the Gathering store and find one that doesn't smell and ask him to teach you how to play. You know, it's not all that. Sometimes you just find the guy who's not ugly, boost his confidence, and then you do that. You know, that's ladies with like handicap kinks. You know, I think they're true soldiers to the world. The fact that someone's like, I think that's hot, and someone's like, and especially a lot of times they're hot. That's the cool thing. You know, it's like, this woman thinks I'm attractive, and it's like, which means I am attractive. If you're attractive to someone, that means you're attractive, you know? That's how it works. So like that. So yeah, I would say, ladies, find a guy with no confidence, go over to him and boost his confidence, and he's still nice to you and shit, you know? It's going to be a really cool guy. You know, not a cool guy.
Man proposes and God disposes.
That's really the lesson of the man proposes. All right? Men. Oh, Applebee's. This went off the rails. Is this alcoholism? I'm glad you came to me for advice. I get home from work 3 or 4 times a week and pour myself a single mixed drink. I'm worried this is a slippery slope to alcoholism. It's the only alcohol I consume all week, and it just helps me unwind after a tough shift and lets me fall asleep easier. Alcoholism runs really strongly in my family, and I'm watching it destroy my older sister's life right now. She is finally seeking help, thank God. So because of that, I didn't drink at all until December of 2022. I'm 32, but I found a mixed drink I really like, and I'm enjoying not having to take my sleeping pills on rough days now. Brother, you have OCD. I'm not a doctor, and I am not even qualified to be diagnosing you with shit, but you have OCD, which looks like there is some positive. The fact, like, we just talked about intervention, and I gotta say, like, I was like, yeah, this person, like, she spends this much money a day on this and this. Like, you make make one mixed drink every 3 or 4 times a week. You make that 3 or 4 times a week, and you're worried it's a slippery slope. You just gotta say, keep it to that, and don't go over, except every once in a while, and then really shame yourself. Yeah, it looks like, your OCD is probably like, I don't want to do it, but I found this one drink I really like, and I just like having it. It helps me unwind, and I can't even get drunk off it. I guarantee he's not getting drunk off it, unless he's chugging it, maybe, and he's on an empty stomach. That would be the only reason I would assume that would be the case. The case to create, or the case of Christ, a book that proves that Jesus Christ existed. And I don't know. I would never debate that book. It had some good points. That somebody, actually, shut up, fucking atheists. Now, dude, if you just stay with what you're doing a week and... Yeah, dude. Have you ever woken up once you wake up outside, that's alcoholism. Alcoholism is waking up outside. And, people were like, I woke up outside in college and now I'm just a normal guy. Well, you were an alcoholic for like 12 hours. When you wake up outside, you become an alcoholic. It doesn't matter if it's one time, you drank, you're an alcoholic for that point because you woke up outside. Waking up outside is the truest form of like alcoholism. Like you reached it, and you're like, you wake up outside a lot. Your life is falling apart. Like because once you start sleeping outside. Your liver, that's the sign your liver is giving up, is you wake up outside, not by choice, is that your liver, either it's going to be taken out of you and you're going to die, that's going to be sold to someone, or much worse, or anything worse. But anyways, though, that's that. I don't think that's alcoholism at all. You have one drink. You could drink one drink every day for the rest of your life, and I would not consider you an alcoholic. Even if you're like, I can't sleep without it, and it's just one drink. It's like, okay, do it. No one cares. Yeah, so don't be stingy.
Come on, Mark. Don't be stingy.
Last question. Finally made it to the end, folks. Why do former gifted students commonly end up messed up as they get older? I was a gifted student in elementary. I was told how smart I was and how talented I am for my art and academic skills. Years later, 9 years old, I'm a social outcast, awkward, and weird with bad social anxiety. I'm depressed and just fucked up in general. I see on the internet and even my friends who were gifted like me in similar situations. Why does this keep happening? So yeah, I think I was tested gifted, and then I don't know. That's when my brain cells just started being like, this guy's gonna be out of his mind. That's what happens. So I think held to a higher standard is one thing I thought of. Like you're just it's like, this is the smart kid. You were born for this. Is your destiny to not fuck up this shit. Making sure everybody's in alphabetical order. You better not fuck up this shit. You are 7 years old and you better not fuck this shit up. Okay? We're holding you to a higher standard of living in who you're supposed to be. So you better shut the fuck up and do what you're told. So higher standards. That's one thing. Where did that come from? I don't know. Your self-worth measured, is across grades. So it's like, by this point in time, you should be this smart or like, you should be at this level of intelligence or whatever. And then you get to it and then you get overwhelmed. And that's when anxiety starts peeping through your brain and starting to melt you away and make you angry and ruin your life. So that's when self-worth is measured across grades, and it's like, I got a 93%, I did really good. And you're in a fucking system where 90's an A, 99's an A. Just like no in between, and shit like that. And it's like 93, I should have got a 95. And you're like, yeah, that's why these gifted students become R-words. Maybe Republicans, maybe the other one. Who could it be? They also generate a lot of imposter syndrome from the idea as well. So, you're just like, when they do reach that level of like, you're so talented, you're so gifted at what you do. You're told that for so long. And, then you're like, I don't think I deserve this because, I don't know, you're always so praised for everything and you never had to fight for anything.
This is the type of guy you get.
This is the type of guy, you get, and so you just generate a lot of imposter syndrome. I don't have imposter syndrome. I know what I have. And, Yeah, and I guess their minds run so much that you develop poor organizational skills too, I would think. But who could it be? And yeah, that's our rounding today's episode. Thank you tuning in to Cancel Schweezy, better known as the Lord's trademark favorite podcast. Hope your week's going good. We just came back from that long weekend Judas gave us, so I hope you're doing well, and I hope you stay hot and fresh. Hot and fresh. We're Subway now. Post Jared Fogle. We're not. I know that's when Subway was fun, but now Subway's boring. Check out me on social media at TheSchweezy. Music under Schweezy. Check that out too. Twitch.tv/TheSchweezy. Check out our Patreon page. A great way to say thank you for being a friend and helping us out. And don't forget to check out the YouTube page for the audio listeners and see what you're missing and all the highlights you can be sharing with all your friends. And go on the audio platforms, give us a 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1 star, and leave us a review. So honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome. Believe it or not, Schweg isn't at home. Please leave a message at the beep. I must be out, or I'd pick up the phone. Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home. You just finished a full episode of Cancel Schweezy. You are now one of the smartest individuals who will ever exist in our world. If you like that episode, make sure you subscribe. Whether you're watching this show or listening to the show, make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified whenever we release full new episodes as well. And if you're on YouTube, smash that bell button. That way you get notified anytime we make a post over here on YouTube. Honk if you love butt drugs, and yeah, stay awesome.